All right, so out and about with my brother here. We're here at Electrify New York, supposedly a place to try out all the electric vehicles coming to market in the near future. Let's see what we got.
Now everybody scream enough respect to the X. Enough respect given.
Being that it was a day I'm hardly ever home, the wife and kids decided to join me on this trip to the EV Expo. They heard my excitement about it and they were curious what all the hype was about. So sure enough, they played with the cars and we all got to look and test out a lot of these new devices coming out. Like here you see the Honda suitcase bike. You were in for a pretty eventful day. It's like a nice bronze.
Yeah.
This is the new Crown. This is the new Crown?
Yeah, this is the, well, so we still make the Crown as a sedan.
Yeah,
This is called the Crown Signia. This is the SUV version of the Crown. But yeah, we still do make the regular Crown.
Okay. So, walking around the event, they had many areas to help the kids keep busy. Here you see them playing beanbag toss, and they're actually pretty excited about it. They are the competitive type. There's other things as well. Like here you see they got to put together an electronic skateboard. You can actually buy this thing there, but it teaches them how radio waves work and signals work, and they actually learned something while having fun. But of course, it is an EV Expo where you get to drive vehicles. So even the kids had electric go-karts they could drive, and they raced around the track against all the kids as well. The carts were kind of slow, at least to me, but as you can see, they had a pretty good time, and as small as they were, they completed the track and had a good time doing it as well. They felt pretty satisfied with themselves and their time. So a great time was had by them. As with the years before, they had unique ways to use the batteries of these EVs. Last year, it was the Ford truck cooking up hot dogs and hamburgers. This year, it's the Tesla Model 3 blowing out bubbles. Pretty good photo opportunity if you ask me. That's cool.
It moves like it's a robot.
Even Michael Myers got in on the automated fun. Now that the girls had their fun, it's time for the adults to do what we came here to do. Drive as many of these electronic vehicles as time would possibly allow. First car up, the Hummer EV, and the wife would be the designated driver. So we're in the Hummer.
Sleigh, Hummer.
With India behind the wheel. The interior of the Hummer EV is surprisingly very spacious, and every screen and every button was readily available to her. So you could just reach out and touch them without any issue. Are you allowed to do the WTF mode during this thing?
I wish, but we can't. Not during this. It's called Watts to Freedom, and that is when you get the 3.5 seconds in the 0 to 60.
The absurd speed for a car this heavy.
Yes.
The back row was extremely comfortable, and behind that was an entire trunk. As this was the SUV, it makes you wonder why they didn't add a third row, as it could easily accommodate a third row. Just floor it. Don't be afraid. Just go. Just go.
So big. No fair.
Though Watts to Freedom wasn't available, we were able to persuade her to put the pedal to the metal and see how fast this guy could go.
It's so fast.
You know what they say, happy life, happy wife. Happy kids is a pretty good bonus too. Next up, it was finally time for me to drive the Cybertruck.
And that's drive forward. Swipe, drive up, and then we just gotta wait for the okay.
If you follow the Cybertruck any at all, you know one of its claims to fame is the steer-by-wire that they use to steer the truck. If you look at my hands, and as I'm trying to turn the vehicle, the steering wheel doesn't turn no more than 90 degrees in any particular direction. The computer itself knows what you're doing and how you're trying to turn, and depending on the speed you're going, adjusts the steering accordingly. It's one thing to hear about it and to see it in a video, but to experience it yourself is something completely different. Like with most EVs, the acceleration on this thing was amazing and instant. Now, this wasn't the Cyber Beast. It was the regular dual engine foundation series, but man, could it move.
Look how it's handling. I'm about 40 miles an hour in this curve.
The truck handles surprisingly well for what is essentially a refrigerator on wheels. Taking turns, passing other vehicles on the road, which just felt so natural. The steer-by-wire, though you do need to adjust to it, is not hard to adjust to. And once you have learned to drive with this new method, everything else feels archaic in comparison.
Probably one of those. We got a Model X Plaid here.
Oh, you got the X Plaid?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, I'm good.
That's gonna be our quickest one. So we have an S Plaid, but we don't have the S Plaid here. So buy an X Plaid. While you're here, why not?
Yeah. I need this truck.
Yeah.
India, I need this truck.
And sure enough, there the Model X Plaid was, in all its gull wing glory, just waiting for me to take it for a spin.
Are you guys ready? Are your seat belts on? You have your throw bags? No?
I have to
Oh, all right, guys. Hold on, okay?
Okay.
Sure?
Hold your horses.
Okay.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, this is the fast.
This video cannot convey the sense of speed we are actually experiencing in this Model X Plaid. 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds
Can you press the boost again?
is simply absurd. No vehicle needs this type of power, but yet here we are.
Oh my gosh.
My brother was there and he decided to test drive the Lucid Air.
They're like, wow, it's like a roller coaster. Do it again.
This is the slowest model. You're just like,
Yeah. How crazy is that? Like, this doesn't even have all-wheel drive.
I know. I'm just like,
Like when you put all-wheel drive in an electric car, you're putting a whole extra motor in it, which gives you all that extra power. So we go up from the base model to the middle to the top trim. You're going to go from 430 horsepower to 620 horsepower to 819 horsepower. So yeah, and the 0 to 60s are going from 4.5 to 3.5 to 3.5. It's only going to go to the far right lane, but I think there'll be anyone behind you because they can't keep up.
Though driving the EVs is for most the high point of the EV Expo, if you do decide to walk the grounds, you will find there are a lot of really interesting things to see. So as the day was coming to an end, we decided to do just that. Here's a look at what we saw as we headed out. This here was a real surprise. The Lucid Gravity. In all truth, I didn't think in 1,000 years I would see this thing anytime soon. But sure enough, here it was at the EV Expo. Now true, we weren't allowed to go in it. Hell, we were barely allowed to touch it. But it was there. It's a real thing, it was the real car. You take a look on the inside, it looks great. It's a real upgrade to what you see in the current Lucid Airs. The back seat, it can seat 6 or is it 7 if I remember correctly. It's just a real nice looking ride, and I do like the way they did the design to this thing. You can see the Lucid Air and the Gravity beside each other, and you can see the similarities. They just kind of bulked up the back of the SUV model, but it still keeps key elements of Lucid's design. Really nice thing to look at, and I was really impressed with it. This was another shock. I didn't even remember this existed.
Didn't expect this. Cyber Quad.
Sure enough, there it was in the back of the Cybertruck. Now, I don't know if that's the original design or if that's just something they put together for the show, but it looked real enough to me and it fit. They also had the Sierra EV. Now, I thought I might see the Silverado EV, and I've seen that out in lots and such, but I didn't expect to see the GMC Sierra EV. Up close, it looks really nice. The pictures don't really do this truck any justice whatsoever. I couldn't get as close as I would have liked, as you know, there was a lot of people around it, you know, all trying to get inside and get a closer look, but from where I was, this is an impressive vehicle, and I can see why many would say you might choose this over the Silverado EV or even the Cybertruck. And that was EV Expo NYC 2023. If nothing else, my takeaway from this event was, when it comes to EVs, size does not matter. From an almost 9,000 pound behemoth to the more svelte aerodynamic machines, all these things can move, closing in on supercar levels of acceleration, if not straight surpassing it, at a size and shape not normally associated with this kind of speed. It's a whole new driving experience, and I'm really glad I got to experience it with my wife and my kids. We really enjoyed ourselves, and we will definitely be back next year.